Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Nobody Cares, and today I'm joined by no one because I've got no fucking friends, right? I've got no fans, okay? I got a little bit ill and I was supposed to have someone on and I didn't want to infect her, so I cancelled, and then I thought, shit, what the fuck am I going to do now? But I thought I'd just give you all a little solo episode, so I'm just going to answer some of your own questions, but I need to go get a hot drink because it's fucking freezing, mate. It's so cold where I live. I feel like I'm in like, oh, hello skin. I feel like I'm in like, what's that place up north? Inverness. Ah! Inverness. Right, I'm back. I've got a Starbies. I ordered the chocolatey moussey latte and it tastes like shit. Them anal beads that Izzy gave me are still here. Oh, one's plopped out. I don't understand how one would shove that up their arse when it's not firm. It's jiggly. I don't have any intentions of trying it, but you know. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions of things you wanted to know. So someone just said soup boy. Now I can only imagine this relates to a video I posted, Magpie, when I first started TikTok, and I still stand by it, right? So I basically said, like, what the fuck happens to soup? Because surely if you drink a liquid, you piss it out, not shit it out. Because like if I drink a smoothie, I have a wee. But if I have a soup, I don't have a wee, I have a poo. And someone explained to me it's because of the fibre, but I'm not sure there's fibre in fruit in a smoothie. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's why I just said soup boy. What are you looking at? Yes, I'm talking to my phone, all right? Leave me the fuck alone, biatch. How's your dating life? So you want to talk about mothers? I don't have one, my love. All right, we live her. Fuck off. So basically, right, a few weeks ago, I did start dating again. And, still single. I went 2 dates with 2 different boys. One was lovely, just wasn't for me. The other one I went on 2 dates with, but then he just went all weird. And like, didn't reply for a few days. And I just messaged him. I was like, if you're not interested, just say, because I'd rather just know than you'd be sat here waiting for your response. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a dickhead. Then he was just like, oh, I don't know what I want right now. Like, I just don't think I want anything. And I'm like, didn't ask for your hand in marriage. Like, I didn't even go on dates with intentions to meet someone. I just went on dates because I'm sick of being sat in my house all the time and I wanted to have a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? What jobs have I done? Have we got enough time, my love? I've done so many fucking jobs. Right, I'm going to give you the list. First ever job, I was 13, worked paper round. I did it 7 days a week, up at the crack of bomber ass every morning, delivering these papers for £17 a week. Do you know what I used to buy with that £17 a week at 13 years old? A pack of Sterling Jewel, a 20 deck that would last for the week. So that would have been like £6. I'd have like 3 or 4 chicken shops. That would have been a tenner, right? Then I had £4 left over that I probably spent on like sweets before school or something. But what a fat little unhealthy bastard. I was 13, 14 smoking fucking fags. Jobs. Second job was chip shop. Worked there for 2 years. I got paid £20 a shift for this one. And I worked 2 shifts a week. And that was 8 hours. So a lot better than the paper round. In between these times, I was like an occasional Saturday boy in a hairdresser's. You know, I post hairdressing videos now on TikTok. That lady, Nikki, I used to work for her on a Saturday every now and then when a usual Saturday girl couldn't do the ting. I did that since I was like 17, 18. Like, that was just on and off every now and then. And then after the chip shop, I worked there till I was 16. I then went into work for a trampoline park. I worked there for a year, went to another trampoline park, worked there for 2 months, got sacked because I stole a Domino's pizza from a child. Then from there, I just dossed, because I was at college, I just dossed for a little bit. And I drove a drug dealer around for a few days, but he used to just pay me a £5 and I used more than that in petrol, so it's a bit shit really. Then I got a job in an actual hairdressing salon as an apprentice. But it was just so different to working at Nicky's. Like, they were just nasty and horrible. Whereas working at Nicky's was always a laugh. So I jacked that in after like 3-4 months. And then I went and worked at a restaurant. This restaurant, I've told the story a few times. I worked there for about a year. And a bit of that was COVID. I did eventually get the sack because I stole a Scotch egg. Basically, right, for your lunch, you got lunch on shift. You could pick for this menu of things. And I didn't want fucking none of it that day. I was sick of eating mushroom pasta or fucking artichoke pizza. It was fucking scab, mate, right? I just wanted a Scotch egg. And in my head, right, the Scotch egg on the menu was £7, but the pizza was £18. So really and truly, I was saving them money, but they didn't see it like that. And I just put a Scotch egg through and voided it off of manager's code. And then I got sacked for it. But I'm thinking, why give us your codes if you think we're going to use them trustworthy? I'm from Slough, babe, right? I know this is Ascot, but I'm from Slough. I'm going to steal from you. Right, so then from there, I went and worked in a car paint shop. I used to make car paint. I did that for like 2.5 years. Yeah, that was decent. It was cash in hand, so tax evasion. Joking. That's alleged. Then from there, I went to work for Enterprise and I drove commercial vehicles, delivered them to and from people up and down the country. That job made me want to fucking kill myself for minimum wage. Minimum! The lowest you can earn, yeah? I was like, nah, get me out of here. But I did that for nearly 2 years. I was there. Then I jacked that in and TikTok full time, honey. And I'm never looking back. I've done like in-betweeny things like selling pictures of my poo I used to go to this man's house and like sit on a chair and pretend to be in an internet cafe, and he paid me for that. But those are just like little side hustles, you know what I mean? Oh, I forgot one. I was a cam boy for a bit because basically fat was a fetish, wasn't it? Or it still is. And I was a fucking chunker. And I did a bit of cam work for a little bit, but I won't earn that much money from it. So yeah, jack that in and all. What would you have on a jacket potato? I'm quite boring. Like, I'll just go for like cheese and beans. And like I'll chuck a few like jalapenos and some sauces on there to spice it up, right? But you know what I think about every single fucking day? Jacket potato is a staple meal for people in this country. Like when you're in primary school, oh my god, it's so cold, I need to put the heating on. You get Jackie peas, right? That's just how it works. Do you reckon Jennifer Lopez has ever eaten a jacket potato? Or like, I don't know, Queen Latifah. I think about this all the time. Do you reckon these people have ever had a jacket potato with like tuna and sweet corn? This is like my little Roman Empire. I think about this all the time. And I want to know how I can contact the people to ask them, because it's a burning question in my life. What's the stupidest thing you've ever said? Buckle up. Because I don't think this is fucking stupid. I think this is quite a normal question to say. Like, I never thought this was stupid. But basically, when I first started TikTok, I posted this video. And I got a lot of backlash of people thinking I was an invalid, or like my parents were like incestuous siblings or something. I basically said, are there still like wild cows and sheep and pigs, or have we caught them all? Because I never see them just like free roaming, like they're always in captivity. So I was like, but they haven't always been in captivity since the beginning of the time. So are there still some like raw, uncollected ones that roam the plains? Of course you're going to park right next to me, Doris, and there's 30,000 spaces in this car park. Of course you are. You've got no brain cell. Thank you. You've moved. Do you reckon we've caught them all? And people were like, are you thick? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? And I was like, I think that's a genuine question to ask someone. How did you know you were gay? Sorry. It wasn't really much of a knowing thing. It was more of like a feeling you get. Do you know what I mean? Like I looked at girls and I thought, yay, bestie, like I want to braid your hair. Let's go like, I don't know, play dolls. Yeah. But then I looked at men and in my head, Vibes Cartel, Rumpin Shop started playing. When you're coming, I'm a Rumpin Shop. Then I was like, right, this isn't good. Like, I can't do this. I can't be a puff. It's scaring me. So I used to like go on YouTube and try and do these conversion therapy videos. It was a really weird time in my life. And obviously it didn't work because I've had more dick in me than a fucking urinal at Wembley Stadium. And then one time, right, I was doing this conversion therapy thing. And like, I was sat there and you had to follow this little spiral on the screen and just stare at it. And I stared at it. And then all of a sudden the bird from The Exorcist just pops out and screams in my face. And I was just like, ah! And I thought, oh, maybe they're trying to scare me out from being gay. Gay! You're gay! Sorry, just turned into George Bags. It didn't work. Loved a cocky. Minges fucking scared me. I look at a minge, I'm like, but I live with my best mate, right? Oh, I've seen a fanny once or twice. And she tries to tell me that she's got a really pretty looking fanny. I'm like, I don't think any fannies are pretty looking. I think they all look like someone's drop kicked a quiche. Not for me, honey. What's your go-to drink on a night out? I used to be such a vodka Diet Coke baddie or a vodka cran, but I've got sick on both of them too many times and I just don't like vodka anymore. I just don't drink vodka. So I turned into a wine drinker. Then I started getting a bit too fat on the old wine, do you know what I mean? Like I was piling on the pounds. So then I turned to Prosecco. And then I was getting the most raging feral drunk and the most worst hangovers in the world. I thought, can't drink that shit anymore. Then I discovered gin. Me love it. I love gin. Like, I'm not pink gin, it's fucking skank. I'll drink like an orange gin and lemonade or soda. I do like just a casual gin and tonic. Love that. That's what I've been drinking a lot of lately. Or I just tend to drink cocky teas, like cocktails. But when you drink too many cocktails, like I just start feeling a bit, you know, just a little bit. Or, I tell you what I fucking love that I discovered in Magaluf. Bacardi and pineapple. Love Bacardi and pineapple. I love that. And it makes your pussy taste nice, taste nice, taste nice. Like, I don't really go out that much anymore either. I'm so posh. I go out maybe once a month. I used to go out every single weekend. I was like a rat in these streets. I was out all the time. And now I'm like, rather be in bed. What's something that happened to you as a child that you think about on a daily basis? Right. I'm going to use a name for this. Sinead Marley Durran, you fucking bitch. I ain't ever going to forget this. Right? Basically, in primary school, there was this big block. Blocker. In the playground that the teachers used to use to keep all like the big parachute, the sports equipment, the cones and whatnot, right? But we as children created this game that went on for years and years. Like, all my siblings played it, my mum played it, like everyone played it, right? Because this block had been there since the beginning of the time. We all went to the same school. It was called It Round the Block. So you chased people around the block and you played it, and you could reverse the way around. You could, do your thing, but you couldn't stray from the block. Now, Miss Saneha, got too big for her boots one day, right? I was the itty person. And I went, you're it. She got the fucking hump, right? She got the raging fucking hump because I itted her and not one of the others, right? And she started fake crying, yeah? Ran up to the teacher and said I donkey punched her in the neck. And I was like, I never did that. I never did that, fucking bitch. So I got in the nick for it, right? Teacher was like, why have you like, oh, he's fit. Teacher was like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that for? And I was like, I didn't fucking do it. Like the girl was lying. I was like, check her neck for a bruising. Because surely if I just fucking 1-2 banged her in the neck, there'd be a mark. She's like, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, tell you what I can't fucking do. Stand for this nonsense. And I got detention every single day for a week. And I had to sit in the deputy head teacher's office. Mr. What's this fucking Woodbridge? He was a cunt. He was a cunt. And I don't use that word lightly. He was a cunt. Okay? And he used to scream at me all the time. And I was like, what? Go away, you big ogre man. Fucking leave me alone, Simon Woodbridge. And he thought because he knew my nan, he could speak to me like a bit of shit at the bottom of his fucking shoe. Prick. And I was just like, what was the reason? What was the reason? And I've never gotten over it. I've never gotten over it because I got in so much trouble for that shit. I didn't fucking do nothing. My whole life, people have been telling me I've been doing shit that I ain't been fucking doing. Who's your man crush Monday? Theo James. The things I would let that man do to me. See those anal beads, right? I showed you earlier. I wouldn't put them up myself, but I'd let him fucking do it. Cool. I'd let him put a fist up. No, that's too far. I've got heated seats. When I bought a new car last year, I said, I don't care if it's going to fucking die. I don't care how fast it goes. I don't care. Like, I don't care about anything. Miles per gallon. As long as it's got heated seats, I'm in. And I got heated seats. And do you know what? It does feel like I'm sat in a puddle of my own piss. But I don't mind, my love. But yeah, anyways, Theo James is my man crush Monday. I would let that man do so many things to me. Oh yeah, I'd let him put his foot up my pussy. Yeah, Theo, I love ya. What's your body count?
The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
That's a really rogue question, and to be honest with you, I've never counted. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a hoe at points in my life, but I'm not now. I'm basically a born again virgin. Basically, haven't had sex since the 5th of July. When I lost loads of weight, like I just went through this stage of like being a bit of a dirty fucking flea-ridden skank because I thought like I'd never had male attention before, so I thought, oh, this is nice. And then I started being like, why am I doing this? Like it brings me no joy to have sex with random people, and like I just felt like a dirty fucking fat ugly whore afterwards. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't like having sex with people unless I love them. So now, I spread this snatch unless you love me. And I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. How did you get into TikTok? Basically, I just picked up my phone and started shouting at it. But I'd wanted to do it for ages because I remember I got TikTok in 2020 and I like watched Kane, I watched Yai, and I watched Izzy, I watched GK Barry, I watched Joe Baggs, I watched all of those people. And I'd love it so much. And I was like, I can do that. But I just never had the confidence to do it. Like I always was just like, oh, it's embarrassing, isn't it? Like, because I wouldn't have had any followers at the start. Just had it in the back of my mind for years, and my friends would keep telling me to do it. And then one day I just got so sick and fed up of working jobs that I fucking hated, and having no clue what I'm doing with my life, and no direction, and no sense of like purpose. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna fucking do it. So I started doing it, and I grew to 10k in my first month, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Yeah. And then I've gone through several periods of like stagnancy. Is that a word? But I just made it up, so I don't fucking care. But I do feel a lot more fulfilled in my life now because like I feel like I've helped a lot of people with all the stuff about Adele. It's given me a sense of purpose. Like, and my favourite thing to do is make people laugh. I now get to do it for a job, so I'm glad I did it. But if you think you've got the personality to do it, just do it. And it's only embarrassing at the start. Like once you start getting notoriety on there, take the piss out of me. Cool, I get paid to talk to my phone. Suck your mum. Have you got a middle name? That's a weird question. I've got 2 middle names. Ethan Jack Cameron Coley is my full name. My mum wanted to call me Cameron, my dad wanted to call me Jack, neither of them liked the name, so they put that as my middle names, and then they both mutually decided on Ethan. And then obviously Coley's my dad's last name. People always ask me how to say it. Coley, it's Coley. I'm Indian. Dad's Indian. My daddy is Indian. Swish all this curry, in the words of Nicki Minaj. What was your favourite thing about Adele? That's a good question. I don't think I had a favourite thing. Like, I just loved everything about her, apart from like how messy she was. She was a fucking brilliant cook. Like, I could go to the shop, I did it frequently to test her. I'd buy 6 random ingredients and throw them at her and be like, make something, bitch. And she'd make something impeccable every single time. We had the same humour. I would always say what she was thinking. She was just pure to her soul. Like, would do anything for anyone. Like, if you needed £1 and she only had a penny, she'd find a way to get you the £1. Do you know what I mean? She was just the best, and like, she was like the only person I had for a long time, and like she really stepped up and like became like my mum in a way. Like my mum went back to uni later on in life and like tried to turn her life around, and like obviously she wasn't around as much, and I wasn't really getting on with my dad, and Adele was just there. Like she very much picked up the pieces for me all the time, and I owe her a lot for that. I would have repaid her back if she didn't die. So, you know, I just miss everything about her. Like the only thing that annoyed me about her was how fucking messy she was. Like she was just a fucking hurricane of shit. What advice would you give to someone going through a breakup? I've never really gone through a breakup. I've never had a boyfriend. Men just love to traumatise me, but never actually make me a wife. Peak for me. It depends on the breakup. If it's your fault and you've done something wrong, maybe seek help, make apologies, own up to what you've done if you haven't already. You know, that's a good way to heal, is to like come to terms with the things that you've done and make amends for them. Fuck me, I sound like Oprah, Christ. If he's cheated on you, fucking revenge mush, right? You want to go and get your dog shit, or your shit, anyone's shit really, bag it up, drive past the house, find his car, smear it under his door handles, yeah? So when he wakes up in the morning, he's all groggy, he's going to work, goes to open the car, shit under his fingernails. And he probably won't realise straight away, he might just think it's a bit of moisture or condensation. Then he'll get in his car and he'll put the heaters on, right? And he'll think, fuck's that? And the heaters have just like amplified the smell of shit under his nails. And then, for fuck's sake, mate! She's only got one tooth in her mouth. How the fuck do you eat? Cats. Oh, right, yeah. No one asked me this on my Instagram story, but someone said this to me on live the other day. They were like, what is cats? Why do you say cats all the time? So basically, I'm definitely riddled with ADHD and waiting for a diagnosis, but I have lots of stims. I've got a new one. Pumpkin! Pumpkin! Check myself now. Pumpkin! Anyway, and one of my stims that I like discovered years ago was cats. And basically, like, I don't know why, I just always found cats to be a really funny word. Like cats, nits, and poo are the funniest words to me. Poo poo, nitty poo poo, cats. I just started using cats as a way when I'd like have a conversation with someone and my mind would zone off and I didn't hear what they said and I've got nothing to say. I would just say cats, cats, and it just became a thing to me now. So like, to everyone, if I'm having a conversation with them and I'm like, I just don't care about what you're saying, or like I have nothing to say to you, I just go cats and it dead soft the ting. And they look confused and I'm fucking humoured. I've had several stims, like when I was in secondary school, anyone that went to secondary school with me is going to remember this. I used to just go cheesecake, like that. Like the room could be dead silent and I'd get like a bit awkward in the silence and I'd just go cheesecake. And it'd be the same thing, like I'd have nothing to say to no one, I'd go cheesecake. Or candles, that was one for a little bit as well, Tyler, I remember that. And I started a bit of a trend, like people started doing it. I was like, what the fuck, mate? Like, I'm the cheesecake boy. Do you know what I think it stemmed from? I always wanted a French bulldog and I was going to call it cheesecake, CC for short. And I just started going, cheesecake? Where's cheesecake? And it just became a stim. Other stims of mine is, Pooja, what is this behaviour? And what other stims have I got? Shanice, your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. Yappa, yappa, yappa. Shattered place. Bacon is good for me. Chicken nuggets is like my family. I've got some stims that I probably shouldn't say online. They're not racist or anything, don't worry, but like, not very pleasant. Or I do this thing where I just pull faces, like, I traumatised this 65-year-old bloke I used to work with, Colin, right? Because I'd be driving all day long and obviously I can't, I'm just fucking bored, mate. I'm fucking bored. And I would just like wait till he wasn't looking and I'd go, or like, what ones did I do? I don't know, I've done that. Just like pull these really weird faces. I'd go, and like he'd be like, are you alright, bro? And I'd be like, not really, no. I've got several issues that I need to address and ice cream, meow. Have you seen them people on live that like do that fucking weird shit? Like they sit there for gifts, right? And when they get the gifts, they make these weird fucking movements. And there's this man, he's quite fit. I think his name's like Juan or something. Definitely just made that up, sorry. 3 magpies, 4 magpies. It's a boy again. We would like one of them could be pum pum jai. Who was I talking about? Juan. He's like, ice cream, meow. Ice cream, yum. Yummy in my tummy. Ice cream. She got stared at. Then he black pigs on the rolls. It's fucking weird. And there's a girl that does it as well. She's like got blonde hair. She's mixed race. Like I just can't work it out. Anyways, I think that marks the end of the podcast, to be honest with you, because nobody really asked me that many questions, because quite literally nobody cares. That's why I've called this podcast Nobody Cares, because nobody fucking cares. Can I even call it a podcast? Like, it's a fucking video in my car. Like, I would love a little podcast set up. Do you know how much they fucking cost to rent the studio? Like, 250 quid per session, right? I don't have £1,000 to pay my bills. Let in £1,000 to to rent a fucking studio a month, right? But me and Izzy had an idea we might rent an office in the new year, and then half of it be my podcast set and half of it be Izzy's, like, whatever she does with it. This lady is staring at me. Now she's just stood in the parking space. Anyways, love you all. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to kick your dog. Love you all. See you next week.